The Denver Nuggets are the best team in the Western Conference, or at least that is what their record would indicate. But for many people, they are not even the favorites to win the West. Believe it or not, it doesn't really matter if the Nuggets are the favorite, because they are the only team in the West that has what it takes to win the championship. I'm not saying that they will win the title, or even that Denver will win the West. But if they do not, the last 40 years of NBA basketball teaches us that whoever actually does will just become a sacrificial lamb for whatever team makes it out of the East. And this is why. Because the Nuggets are the only legit contender in the Western Conference, whether or not we want to admit it. The Denver Nuggets are a team that is really good, but seems to leave you wanting more. And for the most part, it has always been like that for all of their players. They have 2 international players on their team, both of which were second-round draft picks, but one of them is now a 2-time NBA MVP. So it's safe to say nobody saw that coming. And the rest of their team is filled with players who were actually supposed to contribute in the NBA. High school basketball scouts got it right, sort of, when it comes to the Nuggets. Because players like Bruce Brown, Thomas Bryant, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, and even DeAndre Jordan were all ranked inside of the top 30 recruits when they came out of high school, which basically means they were supposed to become role players in the NBA someday. But they also have players like Jamal Murray, Aaron Gordon, and Michael Porter Jr. Their recruitment rankings were 10, 4, and 2 when they left high school. Those guys are good, but perhaps not good enough, because none of them have ever made an all-star team, and they've had more than a few years in order to figure it out. Denver has good players, but they might not be as good as they need to be to actually win a title. And that is the real reason why everybody is skeptical of the Nuggets. But they play winning basketball throughout the regular season. And they have the player that you need to get them over the hump, in Nikola Jokic. He's way better now than he was ever supposed to be. And at this point, he's basically invented the position of the point center, because he's probably the best passing big man in history. And they have a lot of shooters for him to pass it to. But without a legitimate second star player, it's hard to believe that the Nuggets will actually pull this off. But stranger things have happened. Denver has everything that you technically need to become an NBA champion, but they sure enough don't have everything that you want. So let's just hope for their sake that the bare necessities is enough for them to get it done.